Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about some of my most used pens in my pencil case, starting off with the Pilot G2. This is probably, I would say, the most economical and easy to find gel pen I have in my pencil case. These can be found on Amazon or you can buy them in Walmart, I believe. And I'm at the point where I have so many of these pen bodies that I just need to buy refills. So I always get the 0.5mm and I have these in black, blue, and red. Next up, I am showing the Zebra Sarasa Study and the regular Sarasa Clip, both in 0.5. The difference with the Sarasa Study is that the ink has these little percentage markers on it that tell you how much ink you have remaining. I think this is a great feature because then you can kind of do more than just see your ink barrel. You know that, hey, I only have 10% left. Maybe I need to order some refills. And I do find that the Sarasa Study writes way smoother than the regular Sarasa Clip. Even though they're both the 0.5mm tip, I'm not sure if this is just a design or if the ink in the Sarasa Study is different, but yeah, I know they look similar, but I do feel the difference in my hand when I write. The regular Sarasa Clip, I should add, does come in so many colors, so you could completely pick which ones work for you. Next up, this is the Muji Clip, which is brand new, as you can see, because it still has this little red ball on the tip. These just protect the ink from drying out while they're waiting for someone to buy them in the store. So these write super smooth, probably one of my favorite gel pens next to the G2. I find myself reaching for this quite often, especially if I'm note-taking. Once again, in 0.5, and these come in so many colors. I believe they are like $3 Canadian a pen, so that might be a little bit on the pricey side. Next up, these are the, or I should say this is the Pentel EnerGel X. It is more so a needlepoint 0.5mm pen, and honestly, this kind of just sits in my pencil case. I'm not super keen on this pen. I don't know if I just got a bad batch because I have had really good EnerGels in the past. Maybe it's just the needlepoint that I'm not keen on, but I'm just not really into how it writes. I find that it does tend to skip after writing for a while, even though, as you can see, the ink is pretty much full. I probably would not repurchase. Next up, the Sarasa Dry, also in that Zebra Sarasa family. This ink is absolutely amazing. I have no idea how they get it to dry instantly as soon as you put it on the paper. My one thing with this is this is supposed to be a 0.5mm tip, and as you can see, it's super bold. So I feel like it uses a lot of ink when it's writing, so maybe size down in your tip size if you are purchasing these, but watch this. When I go over it with my finger, absolutely no smudging. And if you were to do that with pretty much any other gel pen, you would get some of those weird smudge lines. So I would recommend that for maybe like a bullet journal. Next up, another Pentel EnerGel. This is the Clena, but it is, I bought it because it has like such a super cute barrel. But when I got it, once again, I realized that there was the needle point or needle looking tip, which I'm not super keen on. And then once again, that ink is kind of super scratchy. This one is a bit better than the other EnerGel that I wrote with. Still not the greatest. Once again, probably wouldn't repurchase, or maybe I would put a different ink in the barrel because the barrel is super cute. So these are my retractable or clickable gel pens that I keep in my pencil case. All black, but I do usually have other colors as well. I just didn't show them. Next up, we are going to move on to the capped gel pens. So pretty much the same as the clickers, just with caps. First one is the UniBall Signo in 0.38. I believe this was a study quill recommendation, so I purchased it and I thought I'd try it. I didn't get the needle point like she recommended though. I got the regular point. And I find that this writes so beautifully, even though it is quite small. It's not scratchy, and this is the current pen that I have been using to take notes in my Muji notebooks. It's great, and I have no complaints about it. And then the cousin or the sibling of the Muji Retractable Gel Pen is the Muji Capped Gel Pen. These are a bit cheaper. I believe they run at $1.50 Canadian. Same concept. Same everything, it's just in a plastic barrel with a cap. I must say I prefer the gel pen that is clickable over this one. This one I find can get kind of scratchy, as you will see as I write the title here of capped gel pens. You see the G kind of doesn't exactly go. So sometimes that happens. That can happen with any pen though. It's not specific to Muji. So it really just kind of depends on the ink. Next up is the highlighter portion of my, oh no wait, just kidding, I forgot about the jelly roll. How could I forget about the jelly roll? So this is the Sakura jelly roll in white. I put a blue sticky note down just so you could kind of see what this looks like. It is a really, really thick tipped white pen. My one recommendation would be to always store these with the ink, so with the tip sitting upright, because I find that when you do it the other way around, the ink tends to puddle on the tip and you kind of get that little smudge. But as you can see, once it dries, it really does darken up. So this would be great if you're writing on black paper, dark blue sticky notes, anything that is not white. Now we are moving on to the Zebra Fulst. This has been my go-to mechanical pencil for years, probably since I started university. It was one of the first things I ordered off of JetPens. I think this is my second one. It is a phenomenal pencil, and as you can see by the grip, it's pretty worn in and yellow. So I just use any old lead, but there are tons of different leads out there that you could buy. This is also, I believe, 0.5 millimeters. It could be 0.7, I'm not sure. I feel like it's 0.5 though. And it's just, you know what it is? I like this pen or pencil, because when I'm writing really long portions of exams, my hand doesn't get sore because that grip is super squishy. Now we're moving on to the highlighters. So the first one, everyone has these. They are probably the most popular highlighter in the Study Blur world. This is the Zebra Mildliner. I just grabbed the gray one because it was closest and it's also my favorite. They come with two ends. You have the one that I'm writing with right now, which is just the kind of thin tip, and then you'll see me draw a line with the chisel tip. These come in so many different colors, one for every mood. You can also use them to color things in, color in your diagrams. They're great. They aren't that great handling printer ink though, but very few highlighters are. Next up, I just got these. These are the Stabilo Boss, and I believe these are the pastel ones. I ordered them from JetPens. I am in love with these. So far so good. They do smudge, but like I said, most highlighters do. They're very delicate colors. They are not overpowering, and well, they are pastel, so they should be nice and delicate. But I got 4 colors, so I got this super nice light pink, this kind of sea foamy looking blue, this vibrant amazing yellow. I love how it's almost like a flat yellow, and lastly this salmon color, which is also quite nice because it's not orange and it's not pink, kind of somewhere in between. So those are great. Love them. So far so good. I believe they were kind of expensive, but oh well, they look thick and like they'll last a while. Now, these are my brush pens. I am not even going to try to pronounce their names. This is the Pentel Touch. It is the soft tip, I believe, and I wouldn't recommend these for beginners because I'm a beginner and I struggle to really get my downstrokes thick. So you'll see me write regularly, draw the line, and then I attempt to hand letter. So just so you can kind of see what it looks like, what the downstrokes look like, and maybe get a feel of how the pen runs on the paper. And then I kind of just show you the up and down of how the pen works. So it does give a beautiful downstroke. I just have to learn to use it. So super squishy brush tip would be fantastic if I just knew how to hand letter. Next up, and similarly, this is the Tombow Brush Pen. It also has a very long name that I'm not going to try to pronounce because I know I will butcher it. This is also a thicker kind of brush tip. Once again, doesn't exactly write the greatest, or I shouldn't say it writes beautifully, it's just difficult to write regular things. But when I draw the line, you can see it kind of gives out halfway through. I don't know if I was just going too fast, but I am super proud of this Tombow that I lettered here. I think this is probably one of the best hand lettering things that I've ever done. I think this Tombow is a bit easier to control than the Pentel, so maybe reach for that one if you are a beginner. This is just a generic old Pentel Sign Pen. Literally great for what it in the name, doing signs or big bold lettering, headers on your notes, writes beautifully. You could probably do some really nice calligraphy with this. Just use it to thicken your downstrokes. Lastly, everyone's favorite, the Tombow Dual Brush Pen. So with these, you get the smaller tip and then you get the very, very large brush tip. Also, don't recommend for beginners, especially myself. My one tip for buying these, wait until Michaels comes out with a high value coupon, like 55% off. I got those for like $13 with that coupon. So I figured I'd throw this in here, just some of my most reached for paper that I use. Probably number one, the Muji Notebooks. They just have a colored spine, a craft paper looking front and back, and they are lined, beautiful soft buttery paper. These are the A5 loose leaves in the lined as well. You get so many for $4. And lastly, I have the small hole grid loose leaf. This is also a bit bigger. I believe this is B5 or B6? B6. And it is meant to fit one of the binders that has all of the little holes. So I just bought these at Muji, and note that this paper will not fit a regular binder. You have to get one of these special kind of ringed binders, which I don't mind. I think they look super cool, and I love the like translucent cover. So yeah, that is my stationery collection so far. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Hale Studies.